Your favorite fantasy sports league now meets the world of Pokemon. It's the Pokemon Draft League YouTube channel. 32 competitors battle it out in unexpected turns, developing rivalries, and an explosive commentator in the king himself. Subscribe now!
And now, it's time for the greatest Pokemon draft talk show on any corner of YouTube. That's right, it's Fake Out Pokemon Draft Talk, no holds barred. Welcome. This is another episode of Fake Out, the second episode. This is the king, the greatest, the best of all time. I'm here again with Jamie. How you doing?
Very good. What's up? It's baby Jamie. Wah wah. Choo choo. Where my baby's at?
So you're trying to start a thing.
I'm starting a movement.
Baby Jamie.
Wah.
All right, and this time we have another episode of pre-draft. We're going to talk about some little things pertaining to the draft and just UCL in general as usual. We're here today with Will, Funisbad, Whitehead, leader of the Hickory Crawdaunt, the Kannapolis Intimidators. You were Hickory Crawdaunt, right?
Yeah, that was my original team name.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you gentlemen today?
Now, you started off at season 11, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Right? Yeah. And how were you introduced to the league?
Jamie was the one who introduced me, and he told me about it before because he knew I like to play Pokemon, and I was just like, I don't know about that. Sounds kind of interesting. And then after a couple times of him and Mark playing and them talking about it, I decided to join. It's been a good time so far. Definitely an interesting thing got going.
And I think you missed one season since then, or did you play every season?
I have started every season, I believe 14. Yeah, it was 14. I
14.
made it I quit like a third of a way through it.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little too much. You got to take a break.
Yeah, exactly. I'd been 3 seasons in a row at that point and sweating pretty hard, so I was just like, I was ready for a break and just didn't realize it.
All right. Now that we introduced our guest for today, we're going to go on to the first segment. Our first segment, I like to call Hidden Gems, with the Terra type being legal, terrestrialization being legal here in the UCL and season 17. A lot of different Pokemon will be able to use this for their own benefit to, raise through the ranks of what they were previously perceived to be. So I want to ask Jamie and Will here what they think each if they have any Pokemon that they think is really gonna nobody that's under the radar. Nobody's checking on yet. Let's start with our guest here with Will. What do you think is what's a hidden gem? What's the vibe right now? What's the wave people need to get on?
So I've been looking at some of these bulky psychics. You got your typical ones like the Mew and the Cresselia, but I also think some of these under the radar ones, maybe like Masharna, even down in 40, could have a chance to shine. Being able to Terra Fairy, Terra Steel, Terra Poison. And
do you know what's Masharna's ability? What's the ability on that?
It has synchronized, so unless it Terra Steals or Terra Poisons, you can Toxic it, but it's going to Toxic you back with the Synchronize. So it's kind of got that little deterrent there as well. That's a nice little mon down there, the recovery and the bulk on it. So,
well, for a 40, that bulky psychic with the Terra type that can switch into either the Fairy or the Steel or Water or whatever, that's definitely going to be an issue there. A very good value. I think absolutely. Most people can see the Cresselia now. That thing is just a wall in itself as a bulky psychic, but now you can set up so much easier if you Terra Steel, and or just switch to Fairy, and now your Moonblasts are gonna kill. The Cresselia is nasty, sitting at 120 still. I think it needed to be at least 140.
It did end up getting moved up, but yeah, it's still going to be very good there. It was well deserving of that jump up. So,
Jamie,
I think also, like, speaking of speaking of psychic types, I know that Tim has always had his eye on as well as you will, Mesprit as well as Uxie. I know those have always looked good in the past as sort of sleeper picks, and now just with Terra getting even a little bit better.
Right. The levitate. Also, when you Terra Steel, you're getting rid of like the most common check in the ground type, because there's fire in the league is very thin. People have fighting, but you can also you can beat fighting type because you're already building a bulky psychic. So switching to steel to that isn't too bad. But yeah, getting rid of the ground by having the levitate, man, that's perfect.
Those are definitely some good ones. Another one is the old classic Reuniclus. I think that thing's just going to be as good as it ever has been. I hope to see it on a good team this season and really see it pop off.
I love that mon.
We're thinking bulky psychic is the place to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think some that I was looking at unconventionally. First, I was messing around with Alakazam on the ladder, simply because we know Espathra was really good. Speed boost, you protect or you defend or whatever. Use Calm Mind one time, and now you have a crazy stored power user, Terra Fairy, and then now you can use fairy moves and kill like that. Alakazam already has that speed. He's already fast as shit. So switching over and switching like Fairy, so you can use your Dazzling Gleam, or switching to Ghost or whatever. After one nasty shot, you're gonna kill everything on the map. And another damaging Pokemon I was thinking about was Persephone, where he's very weak to priority because of his Ghost. So I think the Sucker Punch is prevalent. Him switching like to say this Mono Fire or Mono Ghost to get the extra boost of damage to get his Beast Boost rolling up. That's gonna, if somebody picks that, plays it well, they're gonna find a lot of damage potential in this Pokemon.
Yeah, that's something that mon hits ridiculously hard, and
It's terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Ghost Fire typing is such good dual stab, and it has the stats, it has the Beast Boost, it can be dangerous with that. It even has Flame Charge. I mean, it's that mon has a lot of options and is a very big threat, especially with that Terra, like you were saying, to really boost its power now or dodge a priority move like a Sucker Punch or an Aqua Jet.
Exactly. And
I think
Aqua Jet's very common now. Sucker Punch is common, but Aqua Jet became even more common.
Yeah, every water type has that thing now, it seems like, so it's something to look out for.
And there's no shortage of water types in the league either. Everybody's, got some sort of powerful water type on their team.
Yeah. Jamie, did you say Pokemon?
I think for me, it's more generally speaking. I think mons with like deep move pools with a lot of coverage,
Right.
could be definitely something that gain a lot more value in this draft. Just because we don't have Terra Blast legal, so if you're able to Terra into a type where you have a new stab move and you have a lot of options to Terra into for your stab moves, I think that could be particularly powerful. I'm looking here particularly at Lycanroc Dusk. Right. Pokemon and has always been a pretty valuable pick at 100.
The but then one.
This is Lycanroc Dusk is the one with Accelerock and.
Oh, right.
Tough Claws, yeah, and you've got the Tough Claws Play Rough, Tough Claws Close Combat. That's definitely a good one. That's a Jamie classic right there, the Lycanroc Dusk. Terrakion at home, as he's known.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Rock type, and I think that then being able to Terra into, that mon has so much coverage. You can Terra into whatever you want and get that stab move.
Right, in the next segment, we're going to talk about some players that are the most enjoyable to watch. I know that some players, like the playstyle is either boring or it's predictable. What are some of the best trainers, the best players in the league to watch their matches just for whatever reason. I'm gonna go first this time. I know he's not in this season, but I'll have another person for this season. My favorite person ever to watch in all UCL is Trey. Trey has always been damn near the bottom of the pack, if not the worst player. But he's not like he's a likable person. He's not like you don't want to see him lose, you want to see him win. So that time where you think he's about to win, you get all hyped up and like you're rooting for him, and then he just does something crazy and you're like, oh, what the hell, come on, no. But yeah, he's probably my favorite. So that being said, I always got to root for the lowest, like whoever's at the bottom. I'll just go with like the unknown. Ven is coming from the Canadians. He's never played in the UCL before, so I doubt there's going to be some sort of crazy play coming out. So I'll be rooting for Ven in this season. He's going to be my most liked person to watch.
Yeah, everybody loves an underdog story. I mean, for Trey in particular, he was one of those.
Yeah,
and I mean the wins that he did get were always, it was always so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, interested
Logan
to see
as
what
well.
Ben's got.
Yeah, Logan's a good one, but Trey is as well. When Trey brings like a cool set and it's something's happening, it's a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, who y'all got? Who you got, Jamie?
I think it's hard to choose. We have so many fun players to watch. I think as far as like aspirational players, I got to go with two. I think their play styles are entertaining in Luke and Kevin. But both those guys always bring some sort of a matchup specific counter that's always seems out of left field, but is always perfect for the situation. I always really enjoy.
That's a good one as well. I definitely enjoy watching my buddy Luke as well. He does bring some cool stuff sometimes, and just the way he builds his teams. There's always something like Tweety on there.
Yeah, and it's competitive.
Yeah, he's a very good player too.
It's not just a weird set just to have the weird set. He's got something competitive. Like Tony is one that does he goes crazy whether it's good or not. And luckily he's been able to. He's not in the league in this season either. That's crazy. But those types of players where they can bring something weird and have it work, that's always going to be a factor. And it's interesting to play. I don't like playing against it, but it is what it is.
No, I agree with that too. Playing against it, you never know what you're getting into with Tony. It might be Specs Blissey or who knows what.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Will, what do you got?
Though, I gotta say it, Antonio. Antonio matches are always hilarious.
Fuck you, Antonio.
The chat, especially the Antonio Alex matches. I mean, obviously the chat's funny. Antonio does bring some crazy stuff. Bring the weirdest shit, and then just call mine Sylveon every week. I don't know, that one's funny to me, but.
You know what's funny? Watching Antonio suffer. That brings a smile to my face. I hate that man. I wish nothing but the worst for him. I hope that all of his days are hard. Every single last one of his days. Until the last day when I finally snuff it out. You hear me, Antonio? Megan, I hope the best for you. But I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, we hope the best for
It's
Megan.
not going to be with Antonio.
Well, especially
Antonio.
Megan and Antonio as a single coach this season, I am very much looking forward to that.
I love these seasons where they coach together.
But
I'm sorry for what I'm going to have to do to Megan. I'm sorry. But she brought this upon herself.
Another one of mine, you were speaking about Logan earlier, you mentioned the Canadians and Vin as well. I like Christian. I'm glad that Christian is back. Christian's a very good player and
another player that I'm going to have to snuff out.
Yeah, I forget I keep bringing up Alex Rivals here. So, but yeah, Christian's a very entertaining player, very good player. I'm excited to see what he's got in store for this season.
All the enemies, all the entire cabal has assembled against
Oh,
Alex
no.
this season.
It's an army.
Everybody.
Alex.
Antonio.
Last season was not
Christian.
enough. They had to call in everyone.
Exactly. They called in everyone. Antonio, Christian. He's got 3 Canadians with him. You know they're prepping.
Cahoots.
Tim's threatening to take Suicune away. Insane.
Yeah, some outlandish things said about that situation as well. The things are. But
Dude,
you know what?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
No, I have hope. I think things are. I think people will be singing a different tune. Maybe, I don't know.
They will be singing a different tune. I'm just saying that I'm not going to switch my pick just to screw over Eric. It's not going to happen. So if Annihilate is going to get on a shit team, then Annihilate's going to get on a shit team. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to go out of my way to fuck over Eric. It doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, I hear you on that.
We've had plenty of bad teams have good mons, and it's not like, oh well. That's all there is to it. It's oh well.
I think another element of like the entertaining battles that I know Will was talking about earlier was entertaining chats. And I think like the shit talkers of the league are really good at being entertaining in that way. Like Harry and Tim, as well as you yourself, Alex. Just like solid shit talk in the chat can always keep a match entertaining.
Right. I remember my favorite. Well, one of my favorites was when I did the Castle Siege gimmick, where I played all castle Pokemon.
For the
For the piece
of the
like
kingdom.
an RPG. Yeah, for the piece of the kingdom. Yeah, all for the entire chat.
Was
that one game with, huh?
Was that a summer league or was that a regular season?
That was
it was
summer
2021.
Yeah.
I played the Sea King game against Michael, who's back in the league, and I just like stacked up with, what was it, acupressure? Acupressure Sea King.
The complete fish.
He couldn't break through it. Yeah.
We mentioned shit talkers. I did also not in the league this season, but Brady. I mean, Brady matches are hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, pinch your, you gotta go in, knowing you're gonna see some foul language, but
yeah,
they're a good time if that's your thing. Just seeing someone get absolutely flamed.
Right.
It's very funny.
I think the 8-time champion Chris is good to watch as well, because it's always going to be he's going to bring something to the match every single time, like skill wise, and it's up to that other person to match that skill to overcome that.
Yeah, actively make plays, not just
easily. I had him running for the hills. I might as well put him again as my overrated. To be honest with you.
Wow.
He's trash.
Second week in a row.
I'm doubling down actually. Crazy. But yeah, he's interesting to watch.
Seeing him actually, like you said, you have to actually make plays, and Chris will make plays too. It's not just like, if I play properly in every turn, I'm going to win. You have to be able to be willing to take risks and know that he will do the same as well. So,
yeah,
definitely something to be appreciated there. Yeah.
Sometimes it is a 5-0 snooze fest, though.
All right, it's that time now. It's time for Over Under, where we look at who is the most overrated player in the UCL and who is the underrated, the underdog, the person who's being slept on and is gonna turn it back around. Now, me and Jamie already went over this last time, and it's before the draft, so we didn't even get into the first week to reassess. So I'm okay with just not having to do one. I actually have some myself, but I'll give our guest Will the opportunity to go first on this one. What do you got? We're gonna start with the overrated. Who's overrated?
Well, with the overrated, this one was actually tough for me because I feel like most people really are rated appropriately. I'm a big fan of the system that they use to determine that personally. I mean, if I had to say anyone not in the league, so I kind of not a fan of it, but Jim Tay Clads, that guy is pretty awful, I'd say.
Bad.
But
Whoa.
yeah,
He's not good.
I
don't
mean,
know.
and the founder too. Come on, it's not a good
The
look.
founder.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a problem. Never had a problem with him dispatching him.
Yeah, and he's constantly rated up there with like the Pats and the Lukes and the Kevins and stuff, and that there's quite a large gap there, let me say. So
Yeah, what the hell?
that's all I really had there. For underrated, I actually I almost feel like I have to say this after bringing up Antonio and Christian earlier, but I think the
Fuck you,
underrated
Antonio.
this season is actually going to be Alex Grimes. I think Alex
That's
had
me.
a really tough
No.
season last
The king.
season and
Sucked
learned a
up.
lot of lessons for it. And I truly do think people are going to be singing a different tune this season.
The
I think
king
Alex
himself.
is going to have a standout showing this season and maybe
Of
impress
course.
some people. And I historically, this is no secret, I've been a little bit of an Alex hater myself. But you know, I think
Singing a
he's
different tune.
yeah. I'm already singing the different tune, so you know.
What about his illustrious co-host, huh? Get him on the show and
You know, let me take a moment there. I don't even want to call them. They're not even worthy of the overrated. Sam and Jamie had some choice words for me last week. And I mean, you know, I would care, but if you look at their prep and their gameplay and their records, it becomes pretty evident that neither of those guys are. They're both very unserious players. So
wow.
you know,
Hey, they're not even trying.
yeah, not a lot to be you know, don't have any faith in their words, basically. So,
Oh, I hope you can back that up this season.
yeah. You know what? I invite both of them to knock me out round one of playoffs, since apparently that's all. That's where I lose
You're
every
saying
year.
if they can make it. You
Yeah,
said if they
well,
can make it.
I did say. I mean, I didn't say that part out loud, but yeah, that was the implication there. If they can make
Right.
it, so
Wow.
Well, clearly, as for the king, you already know what's going to happen. I put it down. I'm going to shut out everyone. It's going to be crazy. To be honest with you, I had a conversation with Suicune. I talked to him on the side. You know, we've been together since Crystal, and he said that if he needed to sit one out so the team could win, then that's the way it's going to be.
wow.
What?
He's that ride or die. That's the way it is. That's how
That
our relationship
loyal.
is. Yeah, he knows I'll come back for him, but I gotta get a crown first. That's just the way it is.
Are you implying that there will be no Suicune on the Finibus roster this season?
Suicune will hold for me, but if on the event that he is stolen by Antonio, Megan, Christian, any other member,
Eric.
sleeper cell of the Cabal, or the leader himself, Tim.
Wow. I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
It all makes sense.
I
now.
know it. I
That
know
is
it.
news to me.
I know it. If any of them, any sleeper agent or assassin will come and try to kill the king this season, they'll be sorely mistaken. They'll be singing a different tune as they head back for the hills, because I'll have a different Pokemon. I'll have something new to go crazy on.
The Cabal better be scared.
They better be scared. I'm ready.
Hey,
The
like
whole
I said,
kingdom is behind me.
underrate him at your peril, Cabal. This is, you know, I would not recommend it. This is a different Alex.
They need to call their doctor, the nurse, the preacher, the reverend. They'll need to call the lunch lady that they had in kindergarten. They'll need to call their lawyer, their mayor. They'll need to go call Thanos and a praying grandma with a chancla to come to the stop.
God. Oh my God.
Because that won't be enough this season. Let that be known. Cabal.
Powerful stuff right there. Yeah.
So my overrated. Actually, another person who's been on the top for a long time. It's Harry. I don't know. I'm just not impressed. I used to be impressed, and now I'm just not impressed anymore. Whether it be
I'm a Harry supporter, man.
You're a
I
Harry
have to
supporter?
disagree.
I don't
I'm
know.
not going to completely disagree with you because I feel like that's an incomplete picture because Harry has left a couple times mid-season. But
That's the thing. If he starts going downhill, it's over. It's gonna be over. I don't know what to tell you. He's not gonna last. If he starts going downhill, or if he has one like the one against David in season 11, where he gets utterly destroyed by one Pokemon, one crazy thing, and then if they start flaming him in the chat, it's over, and he's gone. 3 playoffs for me.
I have faith that we could have a big Harry season laid upon us here.
I'm not wishing anything bad on him. I'm just saying.
Harry's such a good builder too. Is my thing. He's one of the better builders in the league, I would say. Like building a 10-man roster, and he plays very well. It's just like, as long as he stays, on top of things and doesn't lose to something like, Transform Mew, like you were saying.
Either the ego or the mental instability, if that takes you out, it doesn't matter how good you prep, how good you build. You're not there to play it.
That's true. You got to finish
that
season.
He's definitely powerful. I just don't think he has the mental grit that like the king does to come from defeat.
He's not on that level.
Yeah, for my underrated, I think it's finally time for Armand to win his first season. To be honest with you, he won the summer league just recently. Congratulations on that. But he's finally hitting his stride again. To actually do. I feel like he's going to do something here. I feel like he's going to be in the top 1 to 3 players, and he's going to win the season. If it's not me, because of course I'm going to be at the top.
Right.
Blaziken will hold, and Armand will have a successful season. I mean, just 2 seasons ago, he was in finals against Trevor, which honestly I think that's just the worst matchup for Armand personally. Is just a boring. Nah, not boring. I don't want to lead with boring, but very by the book, standard, bulky balance Trevor player.
And they he could have won some of those games, but for some reason they kept messing up the game and they had to restart. So if he did have a lead in one of those games and they had to restart, they restarted like 6 times. What's going on?
Oh, did they? I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? They restarted the game like 6 times. It was insane. So if Armand gets a lead and one of them messed up, they have to reset. Then you just lost that opportunity to win.
That's scandalous.
I don't know. If you mess up in the final, I don't know. I feel like you should lose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or that shouldn't even happen.
No, I agree. I think we could all get behind an Armand win this season,
Yeah, that's a fan favorite right there. And Armand is a very good player. Last season was the whole farm gimmick, and now it seems like so far that there is intent to build a serious team with Blaziken at the center, which, powerful mon there. Powerful mon.
Me knowing Armand for, 8 years? Now, either 7 or 8 years. I think 8 years. It's really hard for him to stay on task, to stay on track and keep doing what he should be doing. So as long as he does that, I feel like he's gonna have a power boost here. So hopefully he does that in the upcoming season. Jamie, do you have anybody that's overrated or underrated? Something new that you got?
Yeah, I'll make it real quick here. For my underrated, I've got Justin. I think Justin, when he takes it seriously, can be a real dangerous player. You can never sleep on him. And he's always.
Oh God. Didn't you? Who said Will Whitehead last time? Because I'm sleeping. Not Whitehead.
Sam.
Not Will Whitehead. Not Will Whitehead.
Oh.
Will Toms. Will Toms.
Jamie said Will Toms.
I definitely
You said Will
Toms.
Toms. See, oh my God. Now you're saying Justin. I'm asleep. I'm going to bed because there's what? Justin? Hell no.
You sleep on
What?
Justin, he's gonna pull out some Gengar set that's gonna ruin your life and make you question everything. I'll tell you what.
I 6-0'd him with Power Up Punch, Bullet Punch, Hitmonchan. How is he gonna be?
all I'm saying, he ran special T-Tar into me one time and demolished me, and I've been quaking in my boots ever since.
Oh my God, I'm sleeping. I'm done.
Well, I'll give you.
Will, what do you think on this? Will, yeah.
I think Justin is. I think it's interesting that you made that connection, even though Jamie both said them last time. I think Justin and Will are both on that same level, where they can take some games, they can surprise you, but they still have some learning to do. I don't know particularly what, I just see them make some. Sometimes they play like they know what they're doing, and then sometimes they feel kind of lost. So I agree with Jamie here that there is some potential, but I think they need some consistency.
There is no way. You can clip this. There is no way I will lose to Will Toms, lose to Justin, or be under them by the time the season is done. There's no damn way. I don't know. I'd have to lose my arm and be half paralyzed. Can't even press the buttons.
The king has spoken and the people have heard.
You've heard me say it. And that's going to be it for the second episode of Fake Out. This is going to be the last one before the draft. We've got Pat Bonner coming next, or Fat Boy Genius coming next on the show. And Will, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being the second person. I know starting it off is kind of hard to do, especially there's no precedent to it. So thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. Some interesting things been discussed today. I'm looking forward to the season.
Anything left to say to the people before we close with you, Will?
Again, just remember that Jamie and Sam are very unserious players, and have a good season, everyone.
All right, Jamie. What do we got going on? What do you think the next person's going to be? How's that going to go?
Oh, with Pat Bonner, I think we've got an entertaining guest coming up, a showman through and through. I think we've got a good episode coming up here post draft.
Yeah, and I know he has a bone to pick with me. It's been made aware, so we're definitely going to get into it when that time comes. As for now, this is the king, the greatest, the best of all time. And we'll see you guys next time after draft.